Hello there, boys and girls. Today is May 14th, Chapter 10, Lesson 7, Perimeter. I am hopeful that today will be a simple lesson and we'll get through this very quickly. Perimeter is the distance around a polygon. Imagine you went out in your backyard and you walked along the outside of your backyard. That distance is the perimeter. It's the distance around a shape. So let's look right at number one, okay? Number one is interesting. It says, well, I'm going to draw it here. You don't have to draw it, because we'll learn how to draw polygons later. But we look at the shapes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So this is like a stop sign. It's an octagon. You have a little marking in each side. That means all of these sides are equal. And what do we call that? We call that a regular polygon. I don't know if you knew that yet. Regular means that all sides are the same length. We know the length of one side, but because we know the length of one side, that also means we know the length of each side. Each side is this length because they're all equal. So each side is 5 1/4 yards. You need to find the perimeter of the entire polygon, which means you need to figure out what the distance is around the entire polygon. Each side is this length, which means you could do 5 1/4 plus 5 1/4 plus 5 1/4 plus 8 times. Okay, you could do that. Or because you know you're just adding it together and it's repeated addition, you could also do multiplication. 5 1/4 times what? How many sides? 8. Okay, 5 1/4 times 8, we should remember to multiply a mixed number by a whole number. You do turn this into an improper fraction by doing 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1 is 21 fourths times 8, what? Ones. Now you should remember when multiplying fractions, you go straight across, but first cross simplify. So 4 and 8 can cross simplify. 4 becomes a 1 because you're dividing by the GCF of 4 and 8, which is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And now 21 times 2. Maybe you can do that in your head. Maybe you can't. If you can, it's like this. So 2 times 1 is 2, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So we end up with 42 yards as our answer for number 1. Okay? Kind of started off with a bang. That wasn't exactly the easiest problem, but it's not an easy problem because it's expecting you to already know how to find perimeter from previous years. Now you're being asked to combine some multiplication with fractions, which is something you've learned this school year and you've gotten really good at. 3 gives you a square. So I'm going to be careful that all the sides are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have right angles, and then we have equal sides. We know that one of the sides, ooh, it's a fascinating little fraction, isn't it? We have 4 3/16. And that's one side. The perimeter would be 4 3/16 on each side. So same thing we did here with our octagon. We're going to take 4 3/16, and we will multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, because we know all 4 of these sides are equal. So just repeat the same old drill. We got to do 16 times 4 here. That's a little bit harder, isn't it? So let's do that off to the side. So 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2, and then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. We get 64, so 16 times 4 was 64, plus 3, 67, 16ths. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this won't be very quick. But I'm sure that makes you happy, because you would be sad if you didn't have enough math. Okay, so 67 16ths, it's going to be 67 16ths times 4. So I'm going to bring down the times 4. And then that's actually 4 ones. And now I cross simplify. So the GCF of 16 and 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now I'm left with 67 times 1. I'm going to write this right here, okay? So 67 times 1 was 67. 4 times 1 was 4. I'm left with this number, which is a big number. Now, I got to ask, how many times does 4 fit into 67? So I do this by doing some long division to figure out how many times 4 goes into 67. Okay, 4 goes into 6 once. 4 times 1 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down the 7. And then 4 goes into 27 6 times. 4 times 6 was 24. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. So bring the 3 up. And the answer is 16 3/4 of a foot. Okay, 5. This is our last one. Not a regular pentagon. Or, it's not a pentagon at all. Because this is a little different, I'm going to give you, once again, a disappointment. This is still working out to be a little bit shorter. So, anyways, we have this interesting shape here. So, let's kind of be careful. Notice that the shape describes this as having, guys, this side here, if you look in the book, it's 5 feet. So I'm going to make it 5 squares. Graph paper is very helpful for this kind of work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Label that 5 feet. Then it's 3 feet across. So 1, 2, 3. You got to be very careful here or else you will get messed up. Okay, now, it doesn't give us an exact answer here. If I'm kind of estimating, okay, so I need to figure out how many boxes this goes up before it turns this way. Just looking at the actual picture, I'm going to say that's about 3. But you know what? We don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm going to guess. Put it there. And then it curves right. And you're going to see, you guys see this here? It has a little dash here. You see that? So it says this here is the same length as this here. So I need to make it 3 across because this is 3 across. And then it goes down 3. Goes down 3. Okay. I want you to notice something else. That one dash there, boys and girls. Ooh, I should have noticed this. This was a trick we could have used. Dash, dash, dash. One dash in each of these sides. There's a dash here in the picture too. So I guessed right. That's 3 feet. So these are also 3 feet. And they need to be 3 feet because this is 3 feet and it says that this side is equal to these sides. Then it says that this side here is also equal to this side. So how many boxes will it be across? Yeah, 3 feet. 1, 2, 3. Put a little dash. Then it goes up, and look at this. The one that goes up here, if you look in your book, has 2 dashes. We know it's going to have 2 dashes. Who else has 2 dashes? This guy here. Which means this is equal to this. So this was 5. So this has to be 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it goes straight across. And it labels this as 8 feet. So we just made a very careful drawing on graph paper. If you're not using graph paper, you did not just make a very careful drawing on graph paper. So here's what you can do in order to make sure you get this perimeter right. We're going to set up a long number sentence here. We're going to take the numbers we know, and we're going to multiply the numbers we know by the amount of sides that we see have the same length as that side. So we see 5, and we see 3, and we see 8, right? Now, how many sides are equal to this 5-foot long side? Look for the amount of sides in this shape that have 2 little dashes. This has 2 dashes, and this has 2 dashes, and that's it. So there are, how many sides have 5 feet? 2 sides. So you should make this 5 times what? 2. Put these in parentheses. Add that together to the 3. How many sides have 3 feet? How many sides are equal to this side? How many sides have 1 little dash here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be 3 times 5. Plus, you see 8? How many sides have 8? Just 1. So that's just 8. We'll add them all together. Doing order of operations, do the parentheses problems first. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then this will become 3 times 5 is 15. Bring the plus sign here down and bring plus 8 down as well. And now you have 10 plus 15 plus 8. Do them in order. So 10 plus 15 is 25. Plus 8. So 5 plus 8 is 13. Carry the 1, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. Altogether, we got 33 feet. Let's do 5. So we got to draw it very carefully again, okay? This is a lot harder. We can't really do this with the actual boxes, can we? So I'm going to make this one here a little bit different. I'm going to do this one here just with, instead of 30 boxes, I'm going to do 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 20 at the top. And then at the bottom, it goes out past 20. It goes out to, well, about here. Then it goes up 10. So I'm going to do 1 box up. Notice this. This is 10. Has a little dash. This side here has a little dash too. So this is also 10. And then it goes back up. So here's 20. Here's 30. Find the perimeter. How do we find the perimeter of this guy? Well, we know it's 30 plus 20 plus 10. We don't know that length. We don't know that length here. But we do know this length because it's identical to that length. So that would mean this is going to be 10. I'm going to label it as 10. Now, we might think we don't know that length down here. But if you go straight up, we know that this length here is equal to this length here, right? And so we know that this part of this length here is 20. But look at this. This line right here is directly equal with this line right here. And we do know the length of that line right there. It's 10. So this is also 10, which means altogether this is 30, which means this is 30. So you got to kind of shift your eyes up and just kind of put things together. 20 plus 10 equals the length here, which is going to be 30. Get rid of that so you don't get confused. Now you know all your lengths. You can add them all together. So it's going to be 30 plus 30 plus 10 plus 10 plus 20. Okay, so that would be, if you add them all together, zeros. And then we have 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 9. Altogether, the perimeter of that shape, I forgot one, guys, sorry. Okay, that length right there. Right there. We didn't get that guy there. I'm going to add that in now. Sorry about that. Okay, so we know this is 10, right? And this is 30. What is this here? Okay, that there is 10 less than the full width. The full width of this side is 30. This tiny part here is going to be 10 less than that because this is 10 parts high. So then this is 10 parts less. So we can figure out what that is by doing 30 minus 10 is 20. This part here is 20. So I'm going to add another 20. And now we get zeros, and we get 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, which is 120 inches. Okay. Try to do number 6 on your own. Pause the video and then look at how I do it. Okay, so 6. It's an interesting shape. 6 goes like this. Okay, we got all these little dashes. So this is equal to this, 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 and that's 2. So all these are 2. Okay, and then these and these are equal, and that's 6 centimeters. So this is pretty simple. It's 6 centimeters 2 times. So it's 6 times 2 plus 2 times all these, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 times 6 is 12. Altogether, 12 plus 12, 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, 24 centimeters. Okay, that's all. Go ahead and get started on your homework. Guys, I know, especially that middle one there, 5, I knew that was pretty tough. So if this kind of thing is on the workbook and you're confused, just come to the virtual classroom and ask for some help, okay? God bless you. Talk to you soon. Bye.